Hi everyone, Sheila with Sheila and Coat Sampson Properties. For part 3 with Khov and Michael, we'll be talking about, I believe, interest rates again and any exciting new developments and communities that Khov has in store for us. Yeah, I can only speak for myself, but because I'm in this industry, I feel like I like a house that's different because they all look the same to me. And when you're seeing a house every single day, you kind of just get, not that you get bored, but you're like, well, what else is there? So that line K was amazing. Like, I was like, whoa, this is nice. And I think they had, was it in Great Falls? You guys had a community in Great, was that also line K or was that something different?
We basically had two different line Ks. We had line K and line K Windmill. The Windmill were 4,000 to 6,000 square foot homes, and the original line K were up to 9K plus. Those ones we were also building in a couple pockets in Great Falls. And ever since I sold those, I've been actively trying to bring those back. It's a very unique, obviously, home, but especially in this market, in this DMV area where you have people from all over the world, it's a huge draw for folks that I know would sell well. We just need to find the right land to put them on.
And how is that going, finding land? Is that difficult? Do you find more land in like Maryland versus Virginia?
Luckily, I'm not on the acquisition team, so I don't have as much the headache. Of course, I'm aware of, it's a highly competitive market. The Northern Virginia area is very saturated in terms of already been built out and just a lot of competition with new construction. So most of what you're seeing is down, the 95 corridors, Fredericksburg, Staffords, a lot down in the Loudoun County area. I'm lucky to be in a community in Fairfax County. It's an Alexandria community 10 minutes from Old Town, and I know to even get that community was very difficult. It's part of one of Fairfax County's redevelopment projects for all on Route 1, and we were specifically selected as a builder based on our merit and our construction and our reputation. It was not a, hey, we're outbidding people. When I found that out, it was, hey, you're basically selected because we want a quality, community here. And that was a really unique thing that I found out that I was happy to share with folks. But I know finding land is definitely really difficult around here.
So the finding land part, is it based on where they feel the trajectory is for growth? Or do they just find land where it's most cost effective? Or is it a little bit of both?
I mean, it's trying to find the sweet spot between, right? No question, you can go a couple hours out and find really cheap land, but no one's going to buy out there, right? Necessarily. So it's a lot of attention to detail when you talk about not just what's here, but what's coming. So again, this North Hill community I'm currently selling, I think we're one of maybe the third sort of built up pockets, but there's so much more planned over the next 3, 5, 10 years. So, even explaining that to folks, like, hey, you have a lot more almost upside potential because you're sort of getting in more at the ground level, versus the last community I sold in, we were in a very established little pocket in Fairfax. And that was just, hey, we want to get into this school district and this, this already established neighborhood. So each neighborhoods can offer a different upside for, again, different people to moving in there outside of just, hey, I like the house or I like the location, even more from an investment perspective or, longer term plan.
Sure. Now, just to go back to what we were originally talking about with the interest rates, I know you guys have like an in-house lender, right?
Correct.
So I know when the last transaction we did with your company, my client already had their own lender because they moved here for work. Yep. And they had their own incentives using their own lender. But I know with working with builders, you guys typically have great incentives, working with your in-house lender. So can you talk about that a little bit and what is the advantage with working with an in-house lender of a new construction?
Yeah,
community?
So I mean, this is conversations I'm having with every one of my prospects that's, considering moving into the community. And, firstly, you can use whoever you want. As your client did, you can use whoever you want for your financing. We at Khov understand the financing is it's honestly one of the most stressful things you can go through, right? It's having to get financially naked in front of someone. It is, very invasive And so we said, look, what can we do to make that process easier? So we created Hovnanian American Mortgage that only serve our Hovnanian homeowners. They know sort of the ins and outs of the community, and sometimes as well as I do. And we have our weekly calls and we are always in the loop. So when we talk about what that means for the customer is a much smoother, easier, less hassle in terms of the whole financing aspect of it.